Hey. Life is never easy, right? It's never it's never a piece of cake, is it? It's never just handed to us on a silver platter. It's just not meant to be that way. It's meant to be challenging. It's meant to be hard. It's meant to make us into the people that we're supposed to be. It's meant to test our mettle. It's meant to create character. It's meant for a lot of things. Today was just one of those days that it started off great. I went for my run, had a good time, had a wonderful, experience. I shared, how much I love this area. I shared how much I like it because I do. I like it a lot. This is a fun place to be. Not to mention that, let me see, one, two, three of my five kids were born here in Minnesota. So it kind of has sentimental value to me, this state. Um, this is where my first, spouse is from. My first wife is from. She's from this area in a little town, not too far from the Twin Cities. This is where I came, to visit several times, and this is a very, I guess, it's just a very special place to me, and I put 10 good years of my life down in this specific area, just living here and working here and playing here and making memories here. So it's like California was that place before, and this place is that place now. Probably Nashville is that place as well, but I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I don't really, I really don't know what to say about what happened on my last YouTube video. There's not much, I guess there's not much to say other than, you know, I guess being censored is no fun. It's just no fun. Being told what you can and can't say is no fun. Here I have my mom on one hand telling me on Facebook or about my Facebook account and telling me you can't say anything about, about me that my mom broke her hip. I can't say that because that's like supposedly some kind of, bad thing to mention family members that are in your life for fear of my big bad sister who controls everything, um, and my mom. So I'll probably get in trouble for saying that too. Um, but I'm tired of shutting up. I'm tired of like doing what other people want me to do. And they're going to say, oh, Lena's whatever. They won't call me Lena. It's been doing this for a long time now. So, it's normal. This person is not right in the head. You know, stuff like that. And I come to think about it and I think, gosh, that's what my current husband's doing to me right now. Stuff like Lena's not emotionally well, or Lena's not responsible with money, or Lena, does things on a whim, and Lena doesn't know how to do this, Lena doesn't know how to do that. It's like everybody wants to make decisions for me, you know. People want to tell me what I need to do. My mom helped me, um, you know, understand, according to her, that, you know, she wanted me to go back to being, this person that she paints as having, as being and stuff. And it's like, people, let's look at this situation for what it is. I am five, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years into my transition. I am not going back. After all that I've been through, after all that you guys have put me through, there is no way. Mentally, it would be suicidal to do that. It's too much on the psyche to do such a thing. I mean, I remember sitting at Social Security office in Fort Lauderdale, finally, finding a moment to to say, "Oh, um let's go now, because if I don't do it, I won't feel right. I won't want to do it." And that was like for us to detransition. I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's not something that interests me. And you know, it was like I found this golden moment, in which I was going to do it. And then I get there, and we're going to be like, we're telling them, we'd like to get our names back, we'd like to get our gender marker back, blah, 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 blah. And they go, I'm sorry, but you've already done it once, and these documents are only good for one time. You can only go through the turnstile one time. So, unless you have a medical doctor's, um, what is it, permission or note, then we cannot do anything for you. And I was like, that's the sign I need. That's the truth that I need. I mean, I didn't want to I didn't want to do it. I did it for the kids' sake. Um it's hard, when you've already made a choice to live your life as you are, as you know yourself to be forced to make the decision to go back to doing what other people want. It's insanity. And I would actually want to throw the ball back at them and say, who's being selfish? Who is being the one who's like dictating for others what they need to do? I mean, I'm just tired. And that's the exact same thing that's happening with Mark. It's like, you didn't, your love for me wasn't enough. You have your drama that you're working through. It's like, it's not drama when it involves children. Children are not drama. Children are children. I mean, that's just, what it is, people. It's like there's nothing we can do. Part of our role in life as, parents is to be involved in the lives of our children. And that's not drama. Those people that don't have children will never, ever have an inkling of understanding, of what that means. Nobody knows unless you're actually, unless you're in that position. And, you know, Mark doesn't understand. Um, I say things, I share things. I say I love a certain place because I do, and that I say that I don't like another place like Silver City as much because I don't. And that's taken as a personal offense to all Silver City residents and Markangelo Cummings. And that's not what it was intended to be. It was just intended to be an observation of mine. You know, it's my right to say that if that's what I feel. And, you know, I never, and I mean never, go on to his channel and sabotage it and start talking and telling him what to say, how to say it, when to open his mouth, when to shut it. I don't do that. But then he comes over to my channel, which has been inactive for a long time, because he's like, you don't need to be doing stuff on your channel because we're together and the Transition Radio or Real Life with the Cummings is the channel. I'm like, okay, well, I guess since 2015, Lena's life has been kind of dead after doing like 300 plus videos, 350 plus videos. Lena's life was pretty much dead. And, they completely demonetized me. So all the videos that you're ever going to see on this channel are not going to be anything related to making any type, even a remote penny. I don't have an account on this channel that's linked to any AdSense or anything. I just use this channel as my channel, and I speak and share about my life. So that's it. I don't have, no other reasons to do it. I don't have a career in YouTubing or nothing or anything like that. I just have Lena's life. That's the life right now that I, Lena, am living. And a part of that life is dealing with divorce. Divorce is never, never not complicated. I mean, even the couples with the best intentions always, it's just the nature of it. If you could work things out as a couple, you would still be together. But it seems like argument has been the hallmark, you know, identity of Mark and my relationship. We argued about everything, and when it was good, it was good, but when it was bad, and bad could happen like that, a split second. It didn't take long. So I'm not here to slam Mark or anything. I'm not here to, you know, take a whiz on the rad femmes or anything. That, there was a rad femme on my channel talking nasty stuff about me being a man and all this transgender hate and stuff. I'm not going to go there because, I consider the source, I consider what and who these people are and how they operate. And I choose to go above that. They have every right to do what they want to do, but they don't have the right to just jump on my channel and to take a crap on me and to say things mean. That's not cool. People don't do that. So I'm just like done. Done with a capital D. Done. 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 And this is Lena's life. This is Lena's channel. This isn't Mark's corner. So if Mark wants to say things, he could say things on his own channel. And he doesn't have to come in here and sabotage what I was sharing. Right now I'm just kind of like, really? This is happening. I mean, he can say whatever he wants, unhindered. But the moment I say something that is even remotely classified as anything negative, I get to shut up. And it's like, it's got the best of both worlds. He can play the man card and the woman card at the same time. It's like he's talking to an old, a friend of ours, her name is Charlotte, and she's like, she hasn't contacted me once, hasn't said anything to me, hasn't said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Lena. I know you loved Mark. I know." And she's just saying, Mark, all of the lesbians thought you were so cute and they would have had a relationship with you easily. You're so hot. It's like, please. Yeah, he is, right? He's a good looking guy. But he's a good looking guy. I know. I don't want to block anybody, especially someone I love and still love. I don't want to do that because I just don't. I mean, I didn't think it needed to come down to this. I mean, cuz it's just not right. I mean, I don't know. I don't Up until today everything was cool. And then the moment I open my mouth on a YouTube video, I get reamed publicly by him on this channel on that last video. And it's like, why? Why? It's like, I used to say trans men are the perfect person for trans women, but that is like kryptonite. It's the worst person for a trans woman. The worst. Because it's like they want to be a type of man that is even more masculine than the male species itself. I mean, it's like they want to be more male than a male possibly can be. And, you know, I live my life with my ex, my first ex, and everything was not bad. It was like, we had a great relationship. We shared things. We lived, and luckily you were brought up male so you can resist him. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I haven't resisted him, and he'll say different, but I feel like I've been under his spell for like 3 years. You know, it's like I let myself get swayed and confused and basically, made to think a certain way when it was not me. It wasn't, I mean, I just got done talking to a person who knew me back in October 2014, and she says that she doesn't even know me. It's like the person that I was back then has been hidden away and scared to come out because it's like if you were less strong, you would not be here. Thanks, Blenardi. I understand, and I just don't like talking trash about anybody. And yeah, I suppose I was traumatized, but this all gets used against me. It gets spun around, and it's like, oh, trans women want to be women so much that they take on the whole Me Too idea of, of being harassed and put under and blah 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 blah. And it's like, I'll just let it speak for itself. A trans woman is hurt, gets nursed back to health, and changes her entire way of living and thinking, And I know this will get used against me because I was basically making comments in my injured state. So I don't even know if I was even of right mind you, person with C1, C3, 4, and T7 fractures and a T7 and a spinal cord that was compromised. I understand you don't want things to get ugly, but I don't think your current ex will allow a peaceful split. No one would be in their right mind. But, okay, so there I am injured and I'm rethinking stuff and I'm really just fighting my own demons at this point in my injured state. And I say stuff and people get upset at me. my friends get upset at me, and I go, how can a trans woman be a woman and blah blah blah, and I'm just like throwing things out there because I'm just like scared. I don't know what the future's going to be. I don't know what's going to happen, and then I still have bills to pay and debts owed and no loss of job. And, I was like really messed up. Some people say that I was dropped on my head when I fell off the mountain. And I would laugh at them and go, oh, come on, I wasn't dropped off on my head. And, well, I did roll. This is not about trans issues, it's about power issues. Yeah, it is. It is. And it is something that is very, very apparent. I don't know if Mark understands that this is very obvious to many people. Many people would agree with me and say that if Mark Angelo Cummings speaks, that people like E.F. Hutton need to listen because he knows pretty much everything about everything. And if he says something is the way it is, then by God, that's the way it is. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. There's no compromise. There's no negotiation. There's no questioning. There's no other opinion allowed. It's only what he currently believes. And that will change, because he claims to be two spirit, you know, but I don't know. I just get so immensely frustrated because it's like I have put my transition on hold. I mean, I still have a fucking, you see that right there? That is a chip that happened back in October of 2014, you know, and I have been wanting to fix it forever. And when I had a chipped tooth, when this happened before I transitioned, I was so worried about it that I went and got it done, taken care of, and out of the way. But it's just, it's like he never said, hey, let's go get this fixed. We lived really close to Mexico, Palomas area, south of Deming, and Las Cruces in New Mexico. I got these glasses there, super cheap, super cheap. And, it was one of those things that I wanted to get done. Well, if it's not on his importance list, it doesn't get done. Of course, things that he wants to get done, those get done. Things that he feels are important are done. But, like I would say, hey, the car is super dirty. It's just gross, right? It's gross. Well, that's what happens when you live in the Southwest. Just need to let the dust stay on the car because once you clean it, you got to, and it's like, we got in a big argument in Colorado when we washed the car. I mean, even washing the car was a hassle because he wants to squeeze every last second into cleaning the car. So we never clean it right. So, you know how you're supposed to like take your time, spray it, do all the different, steps and stuff, and then use the foam brush and clean it, and then rinse, and then use the tire cleaner, and then use the mister. All that stuff, right? It takes time. And he wanted to do it in 5 minutes. So I would like use the scrub brush and he would use the water and it never got clean. And it was just so frustrating for me because when I used to be on my own, I would just spend $8 and do the car, and it would be clean, right? That's not what would happen. With Mark, it was like his way or the highway. And he's going to tell you, oh no, I stopped and did everything for Mark, for Lena, and I gave her everything. And, he gave me a lot. I'm not going to lie. He gave me my health back. He helped me to make better decisions for my body, better, eating choices and things like that. But towards the end of our relationship, I mean, really, I was so traumatized. I would eat an apple in the shower because every item had a time for eating. Even a handful of peanuts, which I would just grab on any given occasion, I would grab a handful and it'd be like, you think you should be eating right now? We really need those peanuts for, for dinner later on today. It's like, they're peanuts. You know, I mean, it's like they're peanuts. It's not a big deal. And then with the apple thing, it's like with the bananas. I mean, we had bananas in the apartment, and I would just my own personal feeling is to eat a banana whenever one feels like eating a banana. But no, 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 no. For him, it had to be at a certain time. And it had to be, restricted because we were restricting our calories in the morning. I remember after the 7 day fast, Lena, I could tell you were starving. I was starving. Of course. I mean, I'm 5'10, 5'11, right? I mean, I was like totally starved. And he's like, he's going to tell you, oh, I never told you not to eat. I'm like, yeah, you did. It's like going to the grocery store. It wasn't me going to the grocery store. It was him going to the grocery store. It was his list. It was his food choices. It was his ideas. If I wanted strawberries, there was an occasion when I could get them, but most of the time, no. Strawberries, he didn't like them. Eventually, he says, now he does. But before, he's like, no, strawberries. I mean, it's like, I'm just like, what in the world? Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? I don't need it. And, you can do it to somebody else because, and then he would go on this power trip. He's like, well, Violet never opposed me. She always did what I said. And I'm like, well, hello. I don't care if Violet is a genetic female, if she likes to get stepped on and be told to do what you can. I know that's crazy. You can't eat an apple, banana, or some nuts when you want. No, I could not. I kid you not. I don't lie. It's the truth. And he can deny it if he wants to. But I know how I felt. Like I said, the last couple of weeks, I have literally been sneaking an apple into the shower. Yeah. I mean, what's DV? I'm not sure what DV is. But anyway, I'm just like so absolutely livid, about all this control. And then the last video was it. Because it's like, telling me what I need to do, when I can do it. And I'm like 1,000 miles away and he's telling me what I can and can't say. You know, I mean, he's all upset that I told y'all that he got a job at a Walmart. It's not it's not permanent. Will you eat meat again? Um, to be honest with you, when we broke up, I went to Denny's and I bought myself I think it was a country fried steak, an egg skillet at Denny's, and I ate it. And there was no guilt. Believe me, I enjoyed it. I ate it. I drank a bunch of coffee, which I used to never like, but I drank a bunch of coffee and I celebrated myself being able to eat whatever I damn well please. Because I'm tired of like being told what I can and can't eat, you know? I mean, it's like, enough already, you know? Enough. I mean, I don't need to be told what I can and can't eat. It was like early in our relationship. he presents me with a plate with broccoli on it, and I just grossed out on it because I was like, broccoli, really? Now I don't do that with broccoli, but before I was afraid of vegetables. I'll be honest. There's a lot of people that hate vegetables. I don't know. I mean, I know that was a claim with his other ex, and he goes into details about how he was put into this position where his hand and blah blah blah, and then the picture came out and blah 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 blah. I don't know. I'm not going to accuse him of DV because that's what he would probably want me to do and say, oh, all of you trannies are all alike. You just want to be women so much that you even want to claim the DV label. And I'm just like, you know, I will let, I wish I could have been in your head to hear your thoughts during some of those times. Yeah, I just, you know, I just want to, you know, live my life. I'm just tired of having that control over me. I mean, you guys, it's, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to, see, I don't want to give him that bone to chew on because then he'll just, if I say, oh yeah, I was, I was being domestically violated and, you know, I just felt like a victim. I mean, it's like he's he's gonna he's gonna take it and put it on his channel and he's gonna make a big deal out of it and all of his feminist friends are gonna be like, yeah, those stupid guys, they just like all want to claim womanhood, but they blah 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 blah. Oh, don't use it. I'm telling you that's why it is the way for you. Yeah, I mean, sure. I am relieved. I do. I mean, I am super relieved because it's like being in Silver City, it was a great place, okay? I mean, I'm not kidding. It's, I'm not going to lie. It was a great place. If you're old and you have seen the world and you can't walk very far, um, you know, it's a great place. But for a person like me in my 40s, upper 40s now, yeah, you can retire there, right? It's like Leisure World in California, or in Florida. Retire, enjoy, you know. And maybe that's the thing. Mark is 6 years older than me. So that means that Mark's thinking differently at 54 than I would at 48. I'm still like trying to, you know, experience life, visit new places, see experiences and, you know, go to a Broadway show, I mean live, buy things, enjoy life, enjoy what life has to offer. And, you know, he's perfectly content, honestly, being able to have his own, you know, little car and, well, not car. He wants a, what you would call it? He wants a camper. And he would rave about the camper situation, talking about how wonderful it is to own an RV and how it would cost less rent and we could use the showers there at the RV park. And I'm thinking, it's not, I mean, it's it's not what I want. Future wise, I don't want to live in an RV park. That's not me. Just as I wouldn't want to live in a mobile home, that's not me either. And actually, he's done both of those things. So, talk about incompatible. I'm a little bit more froofy. I don't think Mark will do well being single. He doesn't seem like the type to be single. I can't stand tight ass with money, two unsuitable personalities. But then I get blamed for being very irresponsible financially. And, that's the thing. I get blamed for things, and, I get told that, I still have bad habits, and that the reason that he let me go, whatever, right? He let me go. He wants to let everyone know that. Look, I'm not going to say who let go of who. Um, I think it was a mutual, personally, I think it was mutual. He got tired of me not being able to cater and give him what he wanted, you know, and I got tired of feeling controlled. So you add the two up, and it adds up to separation. That's what we did, because we can't sustain this type of behavior. You know, he has certain goals, I have other goals. He has a way of wanting to be, I have a way. What did he want that you didn't give? Well, he wanted my full heart and soul. He wanted me to give him the love and attention that only, that he always has wanted. And, the truth of the matter is that my heart is given over, whether I like it or not, to my children. No, not a baby. We couldn't have a baby if we tried, right? I mean, although he was born a genetic female, he had a, big time surgery down there back in 2003, so there was no way. And as far as I know, yet trans women can't get pregnant. Now, that could change. That could change in the next 20 years. But as of now, it's not possible. So, no. I guess we could have adopted, but I don't think that would have been healthy for the child, right? And we never even contemplated it. He actually doesn't really have the patience and tolerance for kids. I mean, he likes to work with them, special needs ones, but when it comes to, like, if you and Mark had a baby, it would have been hell. I don't know what hell it would have been, but it's best that we do separate, because days like this happen and things are said. Now he's upset and he thinks that I made a low blow in calling him out on what kind of job he had at Walmart, and he's upset at me for that. And I wouldn't have gone there and said that if I hadn't have gotten defensive. And he starts going, now don't get mad. And I'm like, but I'm already mad. Now, see, who's the one getting mad? I'm like, well, it's like getting thrown onto an anthill and being told not to feel the burns and the bites. Yeah, he had a relaxing bubble bath. He said that he was going to use the shower, I mean, the bathtub a lot more, because I was using it in the past, and, but enjoy your freedom. Enjoy everything that you have. Enjoy it, because you know you earned it, you got it, it's yours. But please, Mark, don't tell me what to do anymore. I've been living under your reign of terror for a very long time, and I am frankly done with it. And by done, I mean that I will be doing things legally to make sure that there's no chance that you can come after me in any way, shape, or form, and that any money that I do get from disability goes to me, because honestly, I should have been the one to have gotten all of my income this month, you know, and then I would decide whether I wanted to divide it, you know, because it's my disability. It's me who fell off that fucking mountain back in 2014 and rolled my car 15 times and suffered nasty injuries and lifelong setbacks for, you know, that could affect me in the future. So it's me. It's me. It's me. So it's my disability. And it doesn't matter if we were together. It doesn't matter that we shared expenses and stuff and you didn't work. It doesn't matter. What should have happened was when we decided to break up, that you would have withdrawn all of my disability, and given it to me instead of dividing it between you, me, a car payment, and some other financial obligations, like the rent on the apartment. It's like, I'm sorry, but if you're with somebody with a disability and you guys break up, that disability belongs to the injured person. And there are legal implications involved with taking someone's disability. It's not something that you want to pursue. It's not something that you want to be having to hang over your head, because legally it's not allowed. It's not possible. So I'm here, and my allotment of money has now run out. And whether it was irresponsible of me getting a mani pedi it's not even, that's not even the question. You know, the fact is that I have now run out, and I no longer have but, you know, a little bit of cash on in my pocket. He's able to change our insurance. He's able to go get his tea, which he was absolutely vehement. I mean, he was like, I'll never go back again. I'll never do that again. The moment that we separate, the first week, he goes and gets his script. He goes and claims his benefits and stuff. And it's like, and I'm just sitting here in this room, you know, with the kindness of my friend Paula giving me an opportunity to be free from trying to find a place. But I'm sitting here and I'm just like, wow, I just got royally screwed over. I was sitting out there talking to Paula and Tiffany, and, you know, yeah, it does make him feel more powerful. The tea definitely does. It changes him. I saw that. I thought he said tea was bad, but no, it's not. Yeah, he says he's going to take a small dose and that his body is in need of a hormone. But, you know, he's like, I'm back. I'm back in the market. So I got to look effing good. And it's like, I don't really ever want to have another relationship ever again. And, you know, for me, I could die without sex for the rest of my life. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter to me. When I was living as a male, it was one of those things that it was like, whatever. I don't know what the big deal is about sex. Honestly, I mean, it like gives you this euphoric feeling and then it's over. You know, it's like, whatever, you know? It's like, it's overrated. It's like, I'd rather have a good friend, you know, good experiences in life, you know? It's like, you know, and then as a trans woman, when I was on Spiro, I never came, you know, it wasn't like a big deal, right? Uh, I didn't really like it. And now that I'm off Spiro, it's like, I still do that. And it's like, yuck. It makes me feel dysphoric. I wake up with, a hard on that I didn't have when I was taking Sparrow. I was being chemically castrated. And, I, you know, I don't know. I've been single and celibate for over 2 years, and it's no big deal. It isn't. And if you want to please yourself, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's better. Just get your own vibrator and go to town. You don't have the emotional baggage to deal with from a relationship afterwards. I don't know. But, when Mark was off of tea, it it was one of those things where you were going to have an orgy before Mark convinced you out of it. I did. I did. And then when I met him, it was like, oh my gosh, does that mean that I can't have an orgy? Does that mean I can't have sexual reassignment surgery or gender confirmation surgery? And Mark was like, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't want you to not have your thingy. It's like, oh, really? I don't want that. But you do know how dangerous it is. And then he's the massive, massive, like, professional medical agent of people. You do realize the ramifications. I mean, he even told me, like, just the other day, it's a death sentence to take Sparrow, to take estradiol. I take testosterone and I'm careful, but I've cycled off and on, off and on, off and on. And I'm like, okay, um, I've taken estradiol and now I've cycled off and on, off and on, off and on. Now I want back on, you know, because I don't feel that I've been given a fair shake in being able to further my transition and, get the breast development that I want, get, the lack of hardness from not having an active member down there, you know. I'd be a dead woman without my HRT. Yeah, I mean, we went on our journey and he blames the journey on me. It's like, okay, we went on this journey. We simplified. We got rid. Mark probably meant well, but he has a habit of his head being all over the place. Yeah. But, it's like he blames it on me. He's like, I didn't know what to do to please Lena. Lena couldn't be pleased. So we set out on this journey because Lena wanted to go. I wanted to go in a camper. Lena got us into a Prius and we traveled across the country and it was all good, but I would have done it differently. But I am so sacrificial. I put my tail between my legs and I do for others because that's the kind of person that I am. I am a protector. I am a healer. I am that I am. It's like, okay, I mean, we went on the journey. It was something that he had done back in 2008. He left his full time job, sold off his business, took off with his wife, stayed with his sister for a few months, got money together, had a wad of cash, traveled the country. Okay, in a truck, mind you, and he built shelves in the back and he camped and he took his friend Tommy along and they had a good old time, right? He had land in Texas that he was gonna like use and stuff and live off the grid and all of these conspiracy theory, ideas that he wanted to implement, manipulating the social world left behind to save his reputation. And basically, here we are living in Fort Lauderdale, steps away from all these wonderful restaurants on Las Olas Boulevard. If you've ever been to Florida area, it's beautiful. But we never walked once into one in Las Olas. Never, not even for a second. And I'd be like, if my head looked over to my right or left, it would be like, you know, I would know that he was watching me or something. If I looked, if I looked at my reflection in a mirror, in a window, it was questioned. You know, it's like, why do you need to look at yourself? Well, maybe it's because I feel dysphoric. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's the reason that I feel the way I do. Is because I, Lena, feels dysphoric. It doesn't just go away. You know, it's a categorized medical condition, gender dysphoria. And, you know, I'm dysphoric about my chin. I look at myself in video and I go, ugh, I hate this chin. You know, my nose, I don't like how big it is, you know. Um, the lines on my jaw. I mean, there's stuff that I don't like, you know? And, you know, telling a person, well, no matter what you do, you're never going to get rid of it. It's like an FTM like that, like him, can get rid of it, basically. And, you know, he could get a job wherever he wants to get, and he can do whatever he wants to do, and no one's going to question him. You know, he could date whoever he wants to date. Nobody is going to question him. But a 5'10", 11 Amazon woman, basically, you know, although I'm as skinny as a rail, I still have big feet, size 11, still have big hands, still have wrists that are bigger than most women, still have this stupid jaw and nose, still, all these stills, and still have, you know, not as much hair as I would want. I mean, it's like, it's not it's not the same thing. We're not in the same place. You know, not even remotely close. And he will never, and I repeat, never know what it's like for a trans woman. I mean, never. Even when he was just detransitioned, he never knew what it was like for a trans woman. You know, he claims that he did, but he did it. He didn't know. How can you? You know, it's like, gee. So I'm just like, I'm done. I'm done being manipulated. I'm done being persuaded. I'm done being controlled. I'm done being told what to do. You know what's sad? You met your son, yet Mark has got you down when you could be happy. I know, right? It was joyous. Will you ever date another trans man? No. Will you ever date? No. No. Never. I mean, you don't say never, but I would never go looking for it. Let me put it that way. It does not intrigue me to be with a person who wants to be more male than a male could ever be. It's, you know, it's like a trip to Craziesville to do so. Because, you know, I was going to say, back in 2015, um, he was my only trans man. Yep. I had been only with men prior to that. And prior to that, just with my wife at 17 years. I mean, I was faithful. I didn't mess around. I didn't do stuff. I didn't care about sex, you know? I mean, people go, "Oh, you had 5 kids. You guys must have been rabbits in bed." It's like, no, we had sex maybe 10 times or something in our 17 years of marriage. And 5 times of those, you know, my fertile wife had children from it. I mean, that's just the nature of it. But did I enjoy it? No. I mean, intercourse to me, I mean, Mark has a vagina. I have a penis. Um, and to be honest, we tried doing it that way, and it just wasn't anything for anybody, and it ended, because it was like, ew, this doesn't feel right. And but you know we found different ways to please each other. But what happened was, yeah, totally awkward. And then when you don't even like your part, and then that's the only part that they want to utilize, it's like the other is really dirty, or can be. But, you know, wow, that's not the impression you guys gave on your videos. I mean, I don't know. The videos were always his channel. And I always used to tell him, this is not Lena's channel. This is not my channel. This is your channel. Transition Radio is your baby. You're the one who came up with the idea. You're the one who had it with Jessica. You're the one who constantly wants to be on TV. Me, personally, I don't really have anything to share about the latest news from anywhere, about the latest trans related news or issues news. I'm not that person. I'm just the person that spills her guts on social media and lets people in on my life and what I'm going through. That's it. I don't do anything else. I never wanted to be a broadcast news reporter. I know he has a fantasy to have been able to be on the radio, or, to be on, I don't know, some local TV station or whatnot. But no, I just, I definitely could leave it. And I worked in TV most of my life, and I was grateful not to be in front of the camera. Now, this type of thing, it's like a diary. I have it, and, I kind of use it to just speak, and to share. I don't like, there's really no, I feel really, honestly, I feel really ugly today. Just, just, just letting you guys know. Very dysphoric, just very dysphoric at this moment. But that's what we have, I don't like my glasses, I don't like my face. So, I guess that's what he's talking about, the drama, because us trans women are like in Dramasville. And if it's not because of our kids, some of us, it's because of our hair, or it's because of, you know, um, our circumstances. It's because we don't like how we look in the mirror. It's because we don't like plucking facial hair 5 years into our transition. We don't like a lot of things that we have to deal with. It's like if Mark had baby smooth skin on his chin and his back and on his lip and stuff, he would then have the permission to say something and to commiserate, because me having to deal with that, it's like that's what a trans man would have to have going for him or going against him. Oh my gosh, no matter what I do, I keep having these like baby smooth skins coming out on me. It's like for a trans woman, sometimes no matter what she does to remove facial hair. I was just talking to a trans woman, a couple of them, that are living with me here in in this house in St. Paul. And they're like, you know, I don't like not being able to. Trans men smooth skin is their best attribute. Not Mark, he was a bear. But it's like I don't I don't know if people think that it's easy, but it's not. Waking up to like I wake up to like a rough patch right under here that just, and then I get hairs that sprout up right in here, and I've done my best to not be dysphoric about it, and right up in here, and I get really frustrated. And the occasional hairs that pop up right in here. But, you know, that's what I have to deal with. That's my dilemma. And everybody's got, I'm a cis female, freak out over hair too. Yeah, it's no fun, when you want to present more feminine and you're having to deal with covering up a 5 o'clock shadow after having been transitioned for 5 plus years. It's just no fun. And it seems like, you know, having been stopped in your transition doesn't help you. It's like, I don't know. It's rough, but I know that I'm in the right place now. I know that I'm going to get the help that I need. I know that I'm going to heal. I know that I'm going to find a better place to be in my life. I know that I'm going to eventually find a cool place to live. And I'll be able to do things that I used to love to do, which was like to shop and to go running and to do things that I like to do. Not just, I mean, I I told him it'd be cool to have so he didn't want you to wear a wig. What do you want you to do about how you wore your hair? Well, I don't know. I mean, he's like, I don't know. I was just, I was just really frustrated. Because then I was also, I had to shave it, I had to shave it off to like please my mom, right? So I did that. I did that. I went to Walmart and got a real stupid haircut, and they did whatever. But I mean, it's better than it used to be, but it's like in that icky, like it's that stage where it's like coming in, but it looks like crap, you know. So I just get really stinking dysphoric about it. Look at it; it's nasty, you know. Yeah, but like this is your natural hair right now. Yeah, yeah. This is my natural born hair, and I have like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have like a balding thing up on the top. Can you see it? Up there. I I don't know if you guys understand or anything, but I had a hair transplant back in 2014. Yeah. So it's like I didn't get done what I wanted to get done. So I wanted it to be filled in. And I, there's this product out. It's called Batiste. And I mentioned it in my last video. And I think I'm gonna try it because, it's something that I want to take care of. I'm gonna try to put my camera down. Hold on. I don't want to freak you guys out. Uh, oops. It said orientation is locked. Reverse or blah blah blah. So maybe I can put it. Hopefully, I can put it up against here. Yeah, and maybe I'll take it out of black and white and give you guys normal. Yeah, give you normal. So, um, it's like I'm just like really like kind of caught with regards to what I'm trying to eliminate something here. Hold on. Okay. Many problems Lena feels are women's problems, so very normal. Yeah, well, my normal has always caused me massive frustration and it just makes me feel bad, you know. But it is what it is, and we can't cry about it. I mean, I'm definitely, gosh, I'm such a stickler when it comes to this kind of stuff because I was raised as a camera person, so I'd see stuff. But I've been, you know, very dysphoric for a very long time. I mean, just the fact that I feel like I have to play with it, you know, and I'm like, okay, so am I gonna brush it out? I mean, it just like it annoys me. It's like I'm glad it's there. I am. I'm glad it's there, but I mean, I don't know. I just, you know, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna drink something. But that is what women do. Well, it's annoying, you know. So we want to find a way to fix the annoyance, and the baldness isn't so noticeable when you comb it backwards. Yeah, I know. But see, my goal was after treatment number one of being, you know, having a hair transplant. I was planning on going for treatment number two, right? And then they could do that last part, you know, where they would give me more hair back there. And the accident happened and life changed. Life as we know it was like totally, like completely thrown off. You know, it was like there was no future. There was no ability to focus on any future, you know, anything, anything at all. And after I had the accident, my face never touched a laser until Jan March or something of 2016, um, and that was like the first time I had gotten laser done in like over a year. And for a trans woman, that's like that's like why are we doing this? And it's like I wanted to find a place, but everything that had to do with money or doing anything extra was deemed unnecessary. So we would go to, you know, it's like we lived in a beautiful location, right? The Gila National something cliff dwellings and stuff is right there. And there's beautiful mountains. They just did a whole biking expedition thingy or something where they had a competition. And it's a beautiful, beautiful area. But did we go see any of it? No. Did we want to walk every single day? Even when it was cold, like we would go to the gym, right? But we would walk to the gym because, you know, even if it was cold or windy or raining, he wanted to walk to the gym. And it's like, can we just drive our car? It's a Prius. It doesn't even take any gas. It doesn't, you know, it's like it's a car that doesn't even it it like sips gas, they say, you know. I was gonna sit down, but I don't know if I can get the camera low enough before it starts to tip over. And I'm sorry about the surroundings, people. I'm very much a stickler when it comes to background and, you know, working in TV. I um I just have a certain way of wanting to see things, and obviously this room, yeah, I can't even do that. It's just too much, too much, too much. But you know, even doing that, it was like a hassle. You know, we went to Tucson maybe, I think we went for my birthday. And then okay, it's my birthday, okay? Or the day before my birthday. Um and this is the stuff that we used to argue about. It would turn into this argument. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, we had a good time. I had my steak for my birthday when we were doing the whole keto diet. When will you go back on estrogen, hon? I want to go back on. I have an appointment next week to get back on estrogen um, in on Thursday. Yeah, but I don't know what they're going to charge. And I'm sitting. Yeah, I know, right? I'm sitting on, you know, the inability to pay for anything because it's like, yeah, we can do it, but it's going to cost you a sliding scale price of blah 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 blah, and I don't even have it. I don't have any money right now. You know, I'm living in someone else's on someone else's mattress in their on their air mattress actually, which they've kindly let me use, and I have a blanket here, and this is my home right now, and I'm grateful for it. You know, I'm very much grateful for it. It's a real blessing to be able to have a roof over my head, and you know, it's one of those things where you like are grateful for, you know, for the small stuff, you know, and this isn't a small thing. I'm so thirsty because I ran today. But it's like, I don't know. I'm hoping that I can get back what was what was my life. I'm hoping to get it back because what I've had in the last several years now, few years, has been anything but that. I haven't been able to. I mean, who in their right mind wouldn't wouldn't have a debit card in home? It's like I had this one debit card that was like, I'm just so excited you saw your son, you started to get your life back. Yeah, I mean, the thing about that is that it didn't happen until I made the decision to separate from Mark. And once I did that, it's like the universe said, okay, now you can see your kid. And it's like, I'm like, what? You know, because I barely mentioned it. I told my son when it was the inkling of a chance when I was stuck in Houston. I said, wow, you know, they have me going through Chicago. I could possibly see you. And he goes, if it goes through Chicago, then I'll do whatever, you know, whatever I can to make it possible. My family didn't accept Mark, not because of any other reason other than the fact that they didn't accept me. So they didn't accept me. They weren't going to accept Mark, you know, because Mark was a part of me and this life that this fake life, quote unquote, that I had created for myself as the wife of somebody, you know, it's like they're not buying it. They don't believe it. They only see what they see, and you know, there's no changing it, blah 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 blah. And so I was like, okay, what are we supposed to do with this? You know? Um, so when they saw Mark, it was confusing for them because So even if he was a natural male, they still wouldn't be okay with it? Oh, hell no. That would have been like a gay relationship, and then they would, I mean, they tolerated Mark. My sister actually, I think she actually liked Mark. It's really weird. I don't know. I don't want to go into details about my sister, but I think she actually liked Mark because she gave me a hug when we said goodbyes. But then she hugged Mark and she was like, "Ooh, you're so strong." And I was like, "This is weird." And then they're like, "Hold on to him because, he's a good one and don't mess up a good thing." And it's like, there are certain things that are good, and then there are other things that are like not so great. So, yeah, it was good. It was good to be in the hands of somebody who knew about the physical body and knew how to help people recover, and who was a certified whatever he all is, all of his credentials, and the fact that he was an occupational therapist. So that was all helpful and stuff, but the fact is that it's like I was saying, it's like you get like a bird or a little puppy or a little kitty, and you give it to a little boy, and the little boy squeezes that little bird or puppy or kitty and doesn't let go of the kitty. The kitty is screeching, is clawing, and finally the kid lets go. And I think that's what happened with Mark and I. It's like screeching and scratching, which is all my f bombs, because I don't even know how it's possible to use an f bomb like I used it, but I did, and I know that it's not a good thing. Yeah, and I used it way too much, and it hurt Mark and it hurt our relationship. But I think it was me fighting to find my way out of this house of mirrors that I had placed myself into. Because I was just like confused. I mean, those who knew me before, like Paula, the F bomb usually means I'm about to smack you. Yeah, well, I'm not a violent person, so I would never physically smack anybody, but I felt, I guess I emotionally smacked him by using the word F bomb and dropping the whole, this relationship's not going to work out. Let's go to court. Let's get this thing over with. You go your way, I'll go mine, you know. But, I was going to tell you about that situation in Tucson. I was celebrating my birthday. We were celebrating my birthday at the Pinnacle Peak. We took pictures. Oh, and we took pictures in a wig that I did not like. Okay, it's like any wig that I bought with Mark Angelo Cummings had to be like approved by him, and he had to get the final say. So we're going to pick my wig, right? Because I wanted to get a wig for my birthday, and we we go to this store, and there's one that I like. I like more simple ones that don't have all the curls in them because I know that they get tangled up real easily, and too much hair always looks fake, right? So I'm like going, nah, I think I want this one. Well, I think this one looks best on you. I'm the one. What can I say? Have a say in what you wear. I mean, you are my wife. I'm like, yeah, I'm your wife. I'm your wife, but I actually have to wear this wig. I am the one who has to feel good in it. I'm the one that has to be confident in it. And I'm the one that has to deal with my dysphoria while having it on. So we end up getting the wig that he wants to get. As if he's going to wear a wig. He's not. He's not going to wear a wig. So why does he care? Christmas, the same thing happens. I'm looking at wigs online. I'm telling him that, that this wig is like too much hair. Again, another too much hair wig. And he goes, "Oh, I just think this one's great. I read the reviews, I seen the videos, and it's gonna look good on you. So why don't you get that one? I approve that one." I'm like, um, okay. So we get it, and it's one of those wigs that the hair is kind of uneven. It goes down in the front, and the longer strands are in the front, and then it kind of goes up to a little shag in the back, and then it drops down again to another thing of swoosh of hair, and then a lot of hair up here. And I was like, this is not my cup of tea. If I were to be looking at a store, I would never pick that wig in a million years. Another thing, I got this blonde wig because he wanted to get me a blonde wig. So he's like, okay, well, we'll buy you a blonde wig, but it won't be that expensive. So it gets here, and I'm thinking, this is a party wig. It's like a stupid costume wig, right? It's uber blonde, and it just does not fit my facial tone. You guys saw it in my videos earlier, or pictures and stuff back in December when I wore it. But it's like this straw color wig that doesn't look good on a Puerto Rican, right? My skin tone is reddish brown, and white people aren't reddish brown, simply put. So I'm wearing this wig, and I'm thinking, I just feel horrible in it. It's like a party store. What is it? Party World or Party Town or Party something. And it's just one of those throwaway wigs. Well, you don't want to throw it away because we spent money on it. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't want it. It wasn't what I wanted. I had blonde wigs. I had some that were absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, hooker wig, exactly. I had some that were gorgeous. They looked good on me. I loved them. I wanted to go blonde even in them. So I bought some nice ones. They weren't like super expensive or anything, but I used to be able to do that. So I threw away a bunch of my wigs in my first detransition. It was sucky, gave a bunch of them to Goodwill or something, even like some of the more expensive ones, like ridiculous, right? And so I'm amassing a collection of wigs on the top of our closet, right? And we've got to have wig heads for them all. So they've all got wig heads, and I only like maybe one or two because I didn't choose these. These were chosen for me. So he's like, "Well, why do you want another wig?" Like, because I ordered one from China. The China one came, had a big bang, like part in the middle, and you can't change it. You have to wear it as a Pocahontas wig. And I asked for them to give it to me longer, and they did. And I paid like $60 for it or something. And I just hated it. Hated it. So I'm not a hairstylist, but I kind of butchered it up a little bit and trimmed it. In the back, I made it better, but on the bangs, I cut them a little short. So I'm like sitting there and I'm thinking, so what now? And he lets into me and tells me, um, why did you take this wig and butcher it? I mean, you could do. I'm like, as if. I think it was in the Candida video. I'm not sure, but it's like, oh my gosh, as if you would want to spend any money of any sort on trimming a wig. It's like, for him, for the longest time, only cross dressers wore wigs. Only those kinds of people. It gave him some kind of phobia. So his phobia needed to dictate my reality. So on the journey, I didn't feel comfortable most of the time because we were like, I mean, traveling and being very simple and stuff. And I wore my traveling hat, my star um, straw um, hat and stuff. Oh my gosh. It was like, why are you wearing this or that? And it's like, when's this going to stop? You know, when is this going to stop? That's always the question. When is it going to stop? It never just stops, it keeps going. And you get affected emotionally and transitionally. It's like, oh, I'm not allowed to go up there. I can't do this or that because it's wrong. It's just a host of things, just a host of issues and stuff. And I really do hope that we can work through these things. I mean, I don't think he's a mean spirited person necessarily. Is the divorce process the same as the hetero process? The hetero process and the divorce for, well, it is the hetero version. There is no other version because I legally became a woman with all the gender documentation, birth certificate, driver's license, social security, gender change, official change, all that stuff. And Mark did the same thing. So we married as a heterosexual couple. So there was no difference. But in the state of Mexico, it's a 3-step process. And he's given it to me to be my responsibility to go through with all the divorce and stuff. So I'm like, okay, what do we do here? What do we do here? I don't know. I'm kind of hungry right now. What should I eat? Yeah, I want to get it done quick. It's like no fault divorce, but I have to wait to get money to do it. It's like $139 online. You fill it out online, then they send you your documents, or you can print them, and then through the mail everything comes, and then you get it notarized. A juicy steak. Um, I was looking. I was just trying to find your ah show chat. Show chat. It says show chat, and I can't. Is that okay? A juicy steak. Yeah, I want a juicy steak. No, I mean I had a juicy steak, so it doesn't really matter to me. I want to be healthy. I want to live a long, productive life and a life that includes my children. And bottom line is, with him, I had no chance to meet my children, no chance to plant any seeds in their lives as they grow. Without my children, a lot easier possible to visit, easier to travel to where they are. What are some of the foods you like that was banned by Mark? Popcorn. Okay, popcorn was like sin. Um, it was like it was wrong to eat popcorn. Um, what was it? Yeah, I remember lots of things, but you just like I said, you couldn't just grab fruit. You would only grab it when it was appropriate time to grab it. And I'd cut his little apple into small little pieces like he liked it, and then I would try to give him a little piece of the apple. So each of us would have just one apple between us, and we'd split how the apple was divided. I was very worried about the urine therapy at the time. Urine therapy is still something that people practice, and you know, but yeah, it can be a bit over the top, right? Because it's urine therapy. If you wanted to eat something anyway, what would have been the repercussions? Just emotionally being told that I was irresponsible, being told that it wasn't good for me to eat that late. You know, I think I think that was pretty much it. There wasn't much else. Well, I'm getting a bit tired, as you can tell. I'm kind of dozing off a little bit. But it's been good. It's been a good chat. I'm glad you guys were all here. Thank you so much for listening to my little, or not so little, because it's going on 92 minutes now. My little rant, and you know, I just know that this is this is what happens. We just need to be kind to one another, and I'm hoping that everything works out the way it should. Um, that chatting should help you feel better. I think you're welcome, and we're here to be an outlet to vent and help with support. Thank you, April Aries. I appreciate it. And for those of you that hate my guts, um, I'm so sorry. Um, I'm very sorry for what I said and did. I have no excuse, and if I'm hated, I deserve it. And I promise you, I will never do that type of thing again, because it hurts people to not be able to live their lives and stuff. But that's that's I guess that's all. So before I drop off the edge of the planet in tiredness, you guys have a great, great rest of your Sunday. And I'll see you guys again here on Lena's Life.